It's been a couple of months since I've done an Uno Reverse story. This is another husband that is living in his find out season because he wanted to open up his marriage. And I don't know how often we have to see the same story, but it seems to always tickle my followers. So we're going to do this story. I can't get over how tickled I am. Let's get into this. She says, my husband is being insane because of the open relationship he suggested, even though I'm not seeing anyone yet. Please help. Seeking advice. The help is you might as well walk away. If your husband wants to open up the relationship, it was probably over. But let's read the post. She says, my husband, who's 32, has passively pushed having an open relationship for years as if it's a need. I'm 32. After thinking about it, I said yes. I told him, let's do the open relationship, but we'll do it solo. He does his thing, I do mine. We go over the rules and what we can do and can't do. Married for 8 years. Now my husband is getting more insane and insecure. It's like I married a different person. Gone is the guy who got a kick out of the thought of his wife with another man that he kept saying, replaced with this wreck. First, we went to an event and he freaked out about me wearing a hat, saying he didn't want anyone looking at me, saying, I am his wife, telling me not to wear it. After arguing him down, he realized he was being weirdly controlling. He's accusing me of trying to get away from him. And no matter how I confirm that I'm not, he still brings it up. He is going to run this woman out. He says I'm being distant and I'm acting the way I normally do. He asked me if I don't want him to see my phone. I've been more sensitive about it in his defense, though, only because when I do start talking to men, they'll be attractive, which will make him feel bad. He picks arguments out of nowhere to make his insecurities sound reasonable, or brings up past arguments to justify insecurity. The kicker, I'm not dating or talking to anyone, and I'm not actively trying. Told him that, but he is still acting this way. It's like all my social media reactions have gotten from my pictures made him realize that I'm actually very cute. In his mind, he thought he was going to be able to be with any girl or have a threesome, but he didn't think of his wife actually being with another dude. I kind of want to divorce him for all the years I've worked on myself for him. Asked how I could be a better wife, satisfied him sexually, went to therapy for my issues, and he can't drop his insecurities. I feel like I'm passively being manipulated into making his securities seem rational. Am I being too hard on him? I want a divorce. I have said this before in my other Uno Reverse stories that these dudes simply do not recognize the gems that they have in their wives, that they believe that since they take their wives for granted, that another man will. They also overestimate their pull. So if this man had gone out and had gotten all of the women, he would not be concerned about this. But he pushed for this. She was like, I bet. And then he had permission, but now he's not getting the play that he thought that he was going to. This second paragraph right here. Now my husband is getting more insane and insecure. It's like I married a different person. You did marry a different person. You married a person that was actually into you. The man that you have right here is a person who has taken you for granted and thinks that there's something else out there and he no longer wants you. If somebody wants to open up the relationship, that is a sign that there is something degrading in your relationship and it's going to end. And when she got to the end where she was like, I want a divorce, I think after typing all of this up, she sees that, yeah, there's no saving this. There's no salvaging this because her husband that she married is gone. That man is gone. Now for some of the comments. This person says, wait, your husband asked for an open marriage. You say yes. And he's mad you could be potentially going out in your open marriage. I think you should leave. He wants to cheat on you and you be okay with it while you sit at home upset about it, pining for him. You're worth more than it. And then someone responds with, OP's husband wanted a free pass to cheat, but then he realized it's not that easy. Whatever he planned fell through, And now he fears that OP will find a guy and dump him. Exactly. This person says 100%. He's only going to get worse, maybe even physical. She needs to walk away. This person says this is Reddit's 8 millionth story about the same kind of scenario this week. Yet every guy trying this method so he can cheat guilt free thinks he can beat the system. Nah, dude, I got a method. That's because they are truly delusional. They do not see themselves the way they are. Like, it's like they have a funhouse mirror, and the person that they think they are and what they can get is completely different. And then when reality hits, it's like, ah, snap. And they don't want to be mad at themselves for making that decision. They want to be mad at the wives that accepted. It's such a weird mind F. This person says, wow, to me. Like, if the relationship didn't start out as an open relationship or poly, it ain't working, especially into an 8-year marriage. I saw one Boru post. I don't know what BORU stands for. I saw one Boru post where the husband realized he effed up and his wife was getting married and having a baby with the new man. And that's when it hit him. The folks who don't understand the phrase, the grass isn't greener on the other side. Exactly. Women can pull. Not everybody is going to take your wife for granted. Somebody might actually treasure her like you did in the very beginning. This person says, this is spot on. Came here to say this. It's exactly what you said. Silly rabbits. Tricks are for kids. This person says, yep, my guess is he had a woman in mind when he suggested this and had grand visions of getting laid nonstop. Then either the woman turned him down or he realized it wasn't as fun as he expected. I've known people in pretty healthy long-term open relationships. They don't act anything like this. It's much more of being your partner's biggest cheerleader and confidant than freaking out over wearing a hat. But in order to be someone's biggest cheerleader, you would have to relinquish the idea that this is your personal property and you can neglect your personal property while still going out and doing what you want. And some people haven't mastered that. This person says open relationships just don't work if they weren't open to begin with. People never seem to do the due diligence before proposing something like this. There's an abundance of examples of how this plays out, and it rarely works out well for anyone, especially the husband. There are far more thirsty dudes out there than thirsty women. Read the room. The dude thinks he's God's gift and never gets the dates he thinks he'll get. You guys should shut this down now and start therapy, in my humble opinion. Women these days, a lot of women, because I am on social media, up, down, side to side, all around, are just not checking for dudes in this way. It's just not happening. And if women are checking, soon as we dip our toe out to act like we're interested, there'll be several men that swoop in. That's just the way the numbers work. That's just the way society is right now. Women can pull. And even when you have disregarded or undervalued or underappreciated your wife, somebody out there is checking for your wife. Oh, this is a good take. This person says some people might say going ahead with this was a mistake, but I disagree. Going ahead with this has shown you a bit more about who he is or who he had the potential to be, and you rightfully don't want any part of it. You sound like you've been patient. If you want to try and see if there's anything to fix, you can tell him he needs to figure out what he really wants, because a truly open relationship clearly isn't it. And then you can discuss whether you agree with it or not and go from there. Although the damage has probably been done, you seem to know what it is that he really wants, and I'm not sensing that it's not what you want. But he's going to keep pushing until he gets it or until you leave. It might be time to leave. Like most people have said, this man didn't even really want an open relationship. He wanted an open door and for her to sit at home just waiting. That's what it seemed. But I know you guys enjoy these stories, so go ahead and comment. And if you guys see any of these Uno reverse stories or FAFO type of stories, please inbox me. Like I said, I am on Reddit, and you can find me on my Instagram at Bourbon Bougie. Like, comment, share.